Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, we're gonna do something with a script node, and I will be using animation nodes first, and maybe Sverchok a bit later. So basically, I found out about this small app called Small Basics. This is actually from Microsoft for Windows, and I found this to be actually really easy programming language. And there's this example that actually allows you to generate fractal. Let me try running this, and so it's looking something like this. I found it really interesting, and kind of trying to port this into Blender. And we're gonna be using Python and animation nodes because it's a script node. So the final results actually you already saw it here. It looks exactly the same. So let's compare the two. So this one's the one I made using Small Basics, and it's doing the 10,000 iterations. Where is it? Okay, this guy. It's not exactly like triangle. If I go to like a top view, you see it's a little bit kind of more like that. It's not exactly aligned here, but yeah, but it's actually happening. And if you compare this code, this is actually kind of like a basic programming language, and this is using animation nodes. Um, Here I'm creating this script node, providing all the parameters that user might change, like the random number. Actually, I don't need random number. I just delete it. I get this the seed number where I can change the seed so the points is changing. What else? I could use this 3D viewer. This is the output. Basically, this is this script node. This is a script node, and it's looking at this this Python code, just a little bit of Python code, and it's loading the mass utils and the random module from Python, and then I'm using the random seed, and the seed is looking at this seed number. So if I change the seed, it's gonna change the points of the fractal, and then we got this branching. It's actually really simple, such a simple code, but it's generating very interesting kind of pattern, like a triangle. Maybe it looks like a Zelda. It looks very alien as well. But it's something that we can use inside animation nodes, of course, just for instancing. It's gonna be really fast. Let me try. Okay, this is a vector data. I'm outputting a single point here. I can keep it. Let's try also using instancer object and try using a box, and it's very small. This is the vector release. I'm gonna plug in there. It's actually probably generating quite a lot. 4,580. Okay, not too bad. It's pretty fast. And create object transform output. Plug in the object there. Position. Pipe in the vector positions, and we got this. That's a cube. They're tiny cubes, but we can hide the parenting relationship lines. Okay, it's hidden now. Okay, so we can scale the cube if you like. Okay, it's looking like that. I think it's pretty cool. The fact that you can, I think this simple program really easy to understand. It's just like you're giving a random number between 0, 1, and 2, and then based on this number, it's gonna kind of pick either this number or this number or this number, and this is what we get. This is actually like a lot of objects. I'm gonna delete this guy, and let's don't use object instancer. Instead of we just gonna use this guy like a viewer. And okay, it's I think it's I can increase this as well. I can increase or decrease the loop, but what's interesting here is if I keep running this guy and then changing the number here, we can start to see, okay, how this thing is affecting our fractal. So this guy 30, 1000, we can try reducing it. Okay, so it's become like that. Increase it. Okay, it's not so interesting. 1000 or maybe 1200 can be a little bit better. And try. So that's like more scrambled. I think this pattern is either accidental or I don't know. There must be some kind of math explanations. Let's try 90, 70, 50. Try to make this better looking. But anyway, this is how it looks before. But we can always change this, change the number very, very quickly. See, like even trying to multiply this by a number and we get a different kind of pattern. We can try all sort of thing, and it's actually live and very, very quickly we can generate this. I think the only part that's important in animation nodes is that you need to always provide the correct data type. Like in this case, vector list. We are appending it into this vector list for the output. Other than that, everything's it's pretty clear. It's very easy to use. So this little snippet of program that I just ported from this small basic program is working inside a Blender, and you get this really cool looking fractal. So yeah, I think this is very cool, and I actually tried it with Sverchok as well, and it's pretty much the same, more or less. Let's see, this is the one. Oh, did I save it? Maybe I did. I didn't. SV fractal. Let me try finding it. SV fractal 3. Okay, that's how it looks in Sverchok. It's more or less the same. In Sverchok with the variables, we can actually do it here. This thing generates this user interface like procedurally. So that's really cool. In animation nodes, you need to do it by hand manually for now. So yeah, we get similar result at the moment. The syntax things slightly different, but more or less the same. But Sverchok, in Sverchok, you can use listing. You don't need to worry about data type too much. You just pipe in list, and very often Sverchok will just kind of combine it and extract it as needed. I don't know what's the terminology, but yeah. So, and the output is just a single list. So I think that's a very cool. Really, all you need to do is like find algorithm out there and then try to port it into Python. You will learn about Python, and then once it's become like a node, you can easily like scrub the number. Yeah, so that's pretty much a quick look at this simple fractal. I really like this small basic program. I didn't know about this until I saw this. There's a book in the library, and apparently this language is actually very easy. I really wish I had this language back then when I was like 10 or something. So yeah, feel free to also look at this small basic. Maybe you'll learn something about programming, and then, but the syntax is, of course, Python is different, slightly different than this guy. But this is easy enough to transfer the knowledge. You need to understand basically programming concept, and then you learn like Python language, and then yeah, it's like it's very strange. I think programming is really strange. I'm not like someone with programming background once again, and I only like figure out a lot of things about like algorithm and like math, like vector, matrix, etc. Animation nodes and Sverchok add-on has been really helpful, and luckily we have this inside Blender, and it's like really powerful to have this in a as a 3D program. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any feedback, suggestion, and I'll just leave a comments down below. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.